My mom pointed at me saying I didn't deserve a seat at the table. I stood up and replied, then maybe you should stop eating the food I'm the one paying for. This whole thing started at my cousin Jake's birthday dinner last Sunday. My mom had been living with me for 8 months after she lost her apartment. I'd been paying for everything: rent, groceries, utilities, even her cigarettes that she claimed she was trying to quit. We were at this nice Italian restaurant that I picked and paid for, obviously. The whole family was there. My Aunt Sarah, Uncle Mike, and Jake with his new girlfriend. Everyone was having a good time, talking and laughing over breadsticks. That's when my mom decided to bring up my dating life. She started going on about how I was 28 and still single, how I needed to find a nice girl and settle down. She said I spent too much time working and not enough time looking for a wife. I tried to change the subject, but she kept going. She told Jake's girlfriend about how I lived alone in this big apartment and how it was such a waste. She made it sound like I was some lonely loser who couldn't get a date. The thing is, I wasn't living alone. My mom was there every single day, eating my food, using my Netflix, complaining about the thermostat, but she was telling everyone I live by myself like she didn't exist. Then she really crossed the line. She started talking about my ex-girlfriend Amy, who I dated for 3 years. She told the whole table how Amy broke up with me because I was too focused on work and didn't pay enough attention to her. That wasn't even true. Amy and I broke up because she cheated on me with her coworker, but my mom knew that would make me look bad, so she made up her own version. Jake's girlfriend looked at me with this pitying expression, like I was some workaholic who drove away the love of my life. My aunt was nodding along like my mom was giving good advice. I felt my face getting hot, but I tried to stay calm. I quietly asked my mom to please stop talking about my personal life. She just waved her hand and said I was being too sensitive. Then she said the thing that made me lose it. She pointed right at me and announced to the whole table, "This is exactly why he doesn't deserve a seat at the table. He can't handle family conversations like an adult." The entire restaurant felt silent to me. My own mother, who I'd been supporting for almost a year, just told my family that I didn't deserve to be there at the dinner I was paying for. After months of covering her expenses while she contributed nothing, I stood up so fast my chair scraped against the floor. Everyone was staring at me. I looked my mom dead in the eye and said, "Then maybe you should stop eating the food I'm the one paying for." You could hear a pin drop. My mom's face went completely white. Jake stopped mid-bite of his pasta. His girlfriend's mouth just hung open. I pulled out my wallet and put enough cash on the table to cover everyone's meal plus tip. Then I said, "Since I don't deserve to be here, I guess you can all figure out your own way home." My mom started backtracking immediately. She said she didn't mean it like that she was just trying to help me with dating advice. But I was already putting on my jacket. As I walked toward the exit, I heard my Uncle Mike asking my mom how she was planning to get home since I drove her there. She had to call a cab and pay for it herself, which I know hurt because she never wanted to spend her own money on anything. When I got home that night, I started packing up all of my mom's stuff. I put everything in boxes and left them by the front door. When she came home 2 hours later, I handed her a piece of paper with apartment listings I'd printed out. I told her she had 1 week to find a new place to live. She cried and apologized and said she'd never embarrass me like that again. But it was too late. I was done being her personal ATM while she treated me like garbage. She moved in with my Aunt Sarah the following weekend. Sarah called me a few days later saying my mom was driving her crazy and asking when she could move back in with me. I told her that seat at my table was permanently empty.